Hello friends, I am Dr. Kirti Gupta, Professor in Research Methodology at Bharati Vidyapeeth's Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship Development. Today we will cover the Unit 1, that is Introduction to Research Methodology. To begin with, let us see the situations where one requires the need of information or research. In our day to day life, many a times we are faced with the questions like which smartphone to buy, which gym to join, which company I would like to work for. If you're traveling abroad or within the country and you want to buy the air tickets, you certainly try to find out more information. Are my customers satisfied? And which telecom company has the largest market share? These and many other questions are faced in our day to day life and they require quick answers or in depth study. For this, research is a very useful tool. Let us understand what is research. Some definitions of research are: the first one, research is a systematic process of collecting, analyzing information in order to increase our understanding of the phenomena about which we are concerned or interested. It is interesting to note here that we are talking about some phenomena or some activity in the reference of which we will collect information, analyze information, and come to the conclusions. According to Wikipedia, simply said, research is the process of solving problems and finding facts in an organized way. Other definitions of research are: according to Earl Robert Babbie, research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomena. It involves inductive and deductive methods. In other words, research is a systematic, controlled, commercial, and critical evaluation. And we can always summarize and say it is an organized and systematic way of finding answers to questions. Now, before going further, it would be interesting to know what research is not. Research is not information gathering or something which you are just going to transport from one source to another. Unless it contributes to new knowledge, it will not be termed as research. So, whenever you conduct any research, it should add to the existing body of knowledge. Now, let us have a look at what are the characteristics of good research. So, good research is always well defined, objective, and logical. Well defined meaning we should have the problem very well defined, there should be objectivity, and there should be a logic in what we do. Research always originates with a question or problem in mind. If there is no question, there is no research. Thirdly, every research should have a clearly stated purpose. There should be a purpose why we are trying to do that research. If there is no purpose, then the directionless research will happen. Research should have clearly expressed goals. That means what you are going to achieve at the end of the research should be well expressed. It should follow a specific plan or procedure. There should be a systematic and critical investigation. Whatever you do, you must follow a series of steps in a scientific and proper manner. It should be based on experience as well as evidence. You should have proper evidence when you try to place your study. Research should be based on factual observations, quantified and recorded data. If you cannot measure it, then you cannot take any decisions based on it. Hence, to summarize, good research is systematic, logical, empirical, replicable, and controlled. This activity we will call it as a good research. Next is, let us try to understand what are the objectives of a research study. Any research activity, the objectives are to extend knowledge. Whatever knowledge we have at present, we want to enhance it, we want to extend it. Then only it will be known as research. If there is no knowledge extension, it is not research. Second is it is trying to bring out some useful information. Whatever research you do, if that activity is of no use, then it is a waste of time. So every research should lead to some useful information. Research should also be aiming to establish generalizations. Whatever research you do, instead of being isolated, it should be able to be generalized to a larger population, a larger segment of entities or people to verify and test the existing facts and theories. Many a times research is conducted to test whether the existing facts and theory are applicable in the present situation or the established theories are applicable to the newly changed situations. That time also we conduct research to make reliable predictions. Many a times the objective of research is to make reliable predictions based on the past behavior or past data to analyze interrelationships between variables. Research also aims to study the patterns or the existing relationships between different variables and also to point out which are the important ones, which are the less important ones, so that the researcher can take required decision regarding the relationships. The aim of the research will also be to develop new tools, concepts, and theories for better study of unknown phenomena. Sometimes research comes up with new tools and techniques, and that also is a very good result or objective of research to aid planning and help national development. A very important objective of research may be to help in the planning and come up with the new strategies. Now, what are the motivations for conducting research? Research is a very serious activity. So, we must find out that what motivates a person to undertake research. The very basic motivation of conducting research is many a times curiosity for the unknown. Curiosity means when you have the urge of finding out more about something. Now, the best example is when Sir Isaac Newton, the scientist, he was sitting under the tree and the apple fell down. He would have ignored it as a commoner. But he was very curious to know why this fell down and did not go up. So, this is where he tried to find out more. He came up with the law of gravitation, and that law was in future used for launching rockets and so on, satellites. Now, this is just merely the curiosity for the unknown. Secondly, intellectual delight. Many people are born intellectual, they are having the intellectual bend of mind, and they like to take research into their topics of interest. Sometimes research is the requirement of curriculum like master's and doctor's degree. So that time person has to undertake the research. At times there are sudden or unusual developments which motivate a person to take up the research. Sudden or unusual developments means when suddenly some situation has occurred, say like the recession in 2008 which happened. Immediately people wanted to do a lot of research on what are the causes, what are the impact, etc. Recently when we see there are so many calamities going on, sudden natural disasters happening, they are the unusual developments. Persons are interested in knowing out what are the impact, why it has happened, etc. Search for cause and effect relationships. Many a times you are observing some results or some activities in which a person is interested to know what has caused those activities. That time you take up the cause and effect relationship research. Research for service to society. Many people are very sensitive to the different developments in the society and social issues. So they take up the research pertaining to the society for just being motivated to serve the society. A very simple example is nowadays we see that the society around us, we are finding many people who are senior citizens and they are having many problems, they are facing many challenges. Now, as a person who's interested in the research for service to society, a person may take up the research into the challenges faced by these people, how they are overcoming those challenges, and so on. and